Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome along to the Prospects eRacing League. We're here for PC Tier 2. We're here for the final round. It's Spa in Belgium, a track that's well known for its history in Formula 1, dating back to the 1950s. There's never been a completely dry weekend in Spa since 2007, so don't expect to stay dry here if you're coming along for a Grand Prix weekend. And as well, the battle is tight as ever in PC Tier 2. Today's top two drivers come in with only 5 points separating them. That is one close battle. But that's not what we're here for. Let's look at the track map today. Here we go then. Belgium. It's a long track. Just over. Oh, looks like we've got a few issues with graphics. There we go. Just over 4.3 miles, 19 turns make up this Spa-Francorchamps circuit with 2 DRS zones, one right at the start and one at the top of the hill. Speaking of hills, it's one of the biggest elevation changes in the entirety of Formula 1 at 102.2 metres. But we're going to get ahead and check out some of our drivers for this afternoon as they head out onto track. Please come join me for the Prospects eRacing League. Just waiting for all our drivers to load in then, guys. How are we doing in chat? Say hello, come see who's watching. It's been great to have you alongside me for our final round. We got 14 drivers in chat. We've got one with a few loading issues at the moment by the look of it, but we will be getting underway very, very shortly. Here we go then, ladies and gents. It looks like it's going to be a damp qualifying here. Actually, if we go ahead and look, we got a lot of drivers. Track's looking a little bit overcast, but let's get some of the detail up, shall we? Let's see what is going on. Get a full track map up. That long track, it's going to be 22 laps of racing after a short qualifying session. See if we can get a look at what any of the drivers might be doing when it comes to tyre choice. They're all on the soft at the moment, so that suggests that it might be staying dry. Hello Autistic, welcome to chat, buddy. How are we doing this evening? We've got a Ferrari heading out early. That looks like the Ferrari of Brad White in the nice yellow helmet there. He's heading down the pit lane. He's going to be the first to set his hot lap, or set any kind of lap actually, as we head out through the tight and twisty pit lane, exit into Beauvage. A little bit crazy on the exit there, but nothing to worry about for Brad in the Ferrari. Ferrari's been doing well this season in real life F1, so let's see if he can resonate that in the virtual world then. Getting those tyres up to some decent temperature is important, especially on such a long track. You don't want to be going on more runs than you have to, otherwise you'll be overdoing the tyres. It looks like Henry's been disqualified from the session for entering the pit lane there. That looks like it's a bit of an accident from him. Quite easy to do if you have a spin or something coming out the pit lane, but definitely unfortunate for him there. Let's get more with Brad just as he comes around the final two. We mentioned earlier there's quite a tight battle going on at the moment. You've got Intiaya in McLaren, and you've got Jonas, who has not come out of the pits yet. They're separated by just 5 points today, and it all comes down to this. It's going to be a very close one, and I believe Jonas leads first. I believe it's Jonas coming in, but we'll have a quick check on that just before we get going. And it is indeed Intiaya who 157 points. So Jonas today needs not only to win the race, but he needs to win the race. That is what he needs to do, but he also needs the fastest lap and the fastest lap or pole position. That is what he needs to secure the championship here. But we got Brad White coming up to start his lap. So we'll take off all the AI from we'll take off all the UI from the screen as he starts his hot lap here, coming down into the hairpin. Such a tight and technical braking zone. You don't want to overdo it here, especially looking at the tyres. He's locked up to the right, but he's going to keep going. up the hill into Eau Rouge and Raidillon. There's actually no name at the top of the hill, which quite a lot of people do not realise doesn't have a name. It causes a lot of disagreements on Formula 1, but we're not here to justify that. Looks like he's going really well, getting along the top of the hill. DRS wide open in the spirit of Sebastian Vettel back in 2019, using all the speed down the straight here as he comes into quite a tight road curve. Round the right hand, a little bit of a look on the curb on the right hand side, so you want to be really careful as you're heading over it. Does well to navigate the long right hander there. Hey Knox, thanks for the follow, buddy. Great to have you on board. Great for you to come and join. As you see Brad keeping going down here. Nice and tight left. We've got Firehawk retiring from the session, but we'll keep on board Brad as he does his first hot lap, and then we'll come back to check on what is going on for the rest of it. It's good to be back on comms. It is good to be back on comms. It's weird for me to be on PC, but I'm getting used to it all. I hope the quality is alright for you guys. It's still fairly new to me, so we're testing it all out. As you see Brad coming down here, he's done obviously purple sector 2, but he's keeping going into sector 3 here as he comes up to a fast left-hander, which is quite easy to lose it in the wet. Very, very easy to lose it in the wet, into bus stop. Harvesting some of that ERS there, rather, as you see the red lights in the back of his car flashing. But across the line, he needs to get the power down nice and tight. DRS wide open. And he's going to come across the line for 146.6. Very respectable lap time for himself. Looks like McLaren coming across the line next. Into Yaya, going 2.5 seconds quicker there. Absolutely fantastic from the McLaren driver himself. Can we get that? Williams goes into second place and Mythbusters goes into third. Definitely looking like it's going to be a low 144 or even a high 143 here that might take the lead. And can we just take a second to appreciate how beautiful that new McLaren livery looks that got released today. What else is on the hot lap there? It might be a Mercedes going around. It definitely is. It's Alligator. Alligator 86 to the precise. He comes down the low fuel. Perfect run, perfectly timed on the soft tyre, the red walled soft tyre into bus stop. He's not got much to lose here. Nice and tidy around there. Just got to get the power down, as he does very well. And across the line, it's going to be a 146.7. Followed by Jonas. Oh, 144.4. It's not quite good enough for pole, which he needs. Not quite good enough for pole. Another look of it coming around the next sector as well. We've got Lucky Williams, I must say, on this game. They do look absolutely fantastic. Comes around bus stop. Very nice study. Very nice white helmet, if I do say so myself. He doesn't get the DRS open because he was on an invalidated lap. But he's going to try and go again here into the hairpin. Very nice and well managed. Let's watch him as we head up over the ladder. Take that at full speed. Just keeping the sidelines there. Really well done. Gets the DRS wide open and along the line he goes. Welcome to everyone in chat. We've got 13 viewing along with me tonight. My name is Tom. It's great to have you alongside me. Do say hello in chat. Let me know how you're going on and let me know how your Tuesday evening is going. It would be a pleasure to hear from you. Let's catch up with some hot laps. Got Rebel about to start a hot lap there. Coming into bus stop here. Free on an out lap. Diving into the pits there. That is Mythbusters. Probably going to go put on a new set of tyres. Sushi Dash then looking like he's going to put the intermediates on. I wonder if that's just a temporary choice for the time being. Seeing if he can just hold out and see if the rain might come later. But I feel he might have left it a little bit too late. As we see it now from May across the line. That will have been Brando, his teammate, as he starts his hot lap then. Quite easy to lose it there in the back end of sector 2 by the look of it. Got that ERS recharge on, shall I say, and got himself coming back either to set another lap time or coming in for a fresh set of tyres. Got Yuppie Yaya, I'm going to really struggle to pronounce that name, coming down in sector 2 now. That time section is an issue there. downforce. He's just gone over the white lines, and that will invalidate the lap, unfortunately. We've got another spin on the sector line. That is Oppo again, not having the best time. That was a reset to track there. We'll watch on board and see what happens. There we go, disqualified possession, going the wrong way. It's never going to work out well. We'll hold more with Cree coming along with the bus up again. We'll take the graphics off the screen just to appreciate how tight this is going. With easy on the backstage, the yellow flag being shown for Oppo Star. He's going to wing around the track, losing on the line. He's got to use the bus stop. Taking a little bit late into there. Roddy will lose the back end a little bit, but manages to come across the line. There will be a 1:49. He's definitely going to be wanting to improve on that lap time for sure. Not quite sure what to do. Lost a little bit in bus stop, but not to worry. Back on another hot lap now as we keep it going. Got an Alpine hot lap. Beautiful cars these are. I liked it when they ran the pink at the first two. Oh, my voice is super low. That's not fun. Let's turn myself up a little bit, shall we? Let's turn the desktop audio down. Let's try that again, shall we? Is that any better? I hope that's better. I can't really tell because I'm not listening to my own stream. But I probably should be. We'll go with that. We'll see how it goes. Apologies if I'm now really loud in someone's ear, but we will stick with it. And we'll stick with Ndiaye, who's just started the whole lap. Let's see if he can improve on his current pole lap of 1:44.1. As we watch him head up at Rouge and Rallion. Nice tight turns there, sticking right inside the lines, not doing a Lando Norris at the top of the hill there. As he comes up that back straight, DRS wide open on this circuit. As he comes into a nice tight chicane. This is always a nice overtaking spot if you can late brake on the inside potentially. And just keep it around the outside. It's going to be a tight track. There's only 22 laps. Only 22 laps because it's such a long course. So we're going to keep going along here. He's keeping it nice and tight, nice and windy through here. Just using the track to its absolute limits on both sides. Into the fast left-hander that Lewis Hamilton probably shows one of the best performances for. He's kept it validated. I just had to check there. It did look quite tight. Coming into Sector 3 now. Nice and tight through that little mini chicane there. Using all the track available. And just absolutely getting the most out of that McLaren car. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide, but again, he's kept it within the track regulations according to the stewards. I'm not one to comment on that personally, but he's coming along here absolutely beautifully. Coming up to bus stop. Oh, well, quick left-hander, then into bus stop. This is where it could be a make or break of a lap. Just quickly, how can you get the traction down? And you don't want to spin those back tyres up too much. Oh, he decides last minute that he's not going to go for that lap. Interesting decision from our current pole sitter then. Mythbusters, his teammate, coming through Sector 3 as well. He's probably on a decent lap here. I know the McLarens are really, really enjoying this track so far as they come along into Sector 3. You've got a Ferrari ahead of him, so that might be Kodge. That will be Kodge. And let's just see how he does out of the chicane here. Does nice and tight. No wheel spin. And we can watch him from behind in the McLaren car, rather. Kodge doesn't improve. Mythbusters doesn't improve as well. Does improve ever so slightly, but not in a position-wise. Or who else is on the lap? Not really out on the lap at the moment. You've got Kodge's teammate Brad White, the guy that we featured right at the start. He's out for another hot lap here. Let's watch him on board. I think everyone else, we've got a couple of Mercedes, we've got a Mercedes, we've got Alligator out on the lap, and we've got an Alfa Romeo as well. I believe that is Sushi. Sushi's coming out for the first time, so let's keep an eye on him. Let's try and get everyone a little bit of airtime today, shall we? I know it's nice seeing yourself back on stream. Got to keep it nice and tight through this back sector. Very well done. That car looks like it is stuck to the road. Maybe Alfa Romeo have found some magnets or something under this track to keep himself planted. He's got a purple sector too. However, as he hasn't set a lap time, that sometimes is a little bit unreliable to go off if we're looking for information here. But he's going to keep going. It's definitely a good lap time so far. If he can keep it going now, he's backed off for some reason. I wonder if he had a little bit of panic at some point. Maybe the back got a little bit loosey-goosey, but he's decided not to continue with this lap anymore. But a Mercedes being held up by a Ferrari here. Not quite sure what's going on with that. But they're both, well, one on a hot lap. It looks like Mythbusters might be going for another hot lap. Might be going for a low fuel. He is. He's gone purple sector 2. We will hop on board with him then as he traces down his McLaren teammate who's currently in pole position. Going nearly 200 miles an hour down that back section, even though it's curved. That is absolutely incredible speeds these F1 cars can reach up to. But into bus stop he comes. Heavy on the brakes. Nice and tight through the turns there. Get that power down nice and early. Nice on the accelerator pedal. And pushes through. It's not going to improve. He improved, well, not improves in places, but he's getting ever so slightly. It looks like we've got a little bit of rain coming in potentially. I'm not sure if that's just my screen flickering. Oh, as we see Sushi trying to get back, trying to set another lap potentially. But it looks to me like there are flickers of rain. I might be wrong. Let me know in chat if there's a weather warning out for Spa. But you never know. Like we said at the start of the stream, there's never been a dry weekend here since 2007. So rain is always a possibility. We're going to hop on board with El Brando as he's trying to get a lap time down. And Yuppie Yaya is right behind him. So two guys that have yet to set a lap time. Definitely looking to be competitive. It looks a little bit slidey up the hill, but beautiful camera angles we come across the top there. DRS getting wide open as he comes down the straight. Max speed over 200 miles an hour. It's looking absolutely beautiful. Coming into the chicane, nice and careful. Raised curbs again. Navigates that with absolute ease. Car is on magnets once again. The Alfa Romeo boys look like they've put together one hell of a car this session. It's just whether their drivers can put it to optimal use today. Keeping going down further into sector 2. It's such a long track this, that you almost forget that you're on the same lap that you were about a minute ago. It's about a 1:44 lap time in qualifying like we're seeing today, but if you're talking about race pace, you're probably talking higher 140s. Oh, he bails out of that one. Manages to keep it a valid lap, so he's going to keep going potentially. I wonder if he got a little bit loose out of the turn. There's some rain coming down. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's rain on the halo there. Just a little bit of it, so maybe causing some issues. He's up a 10th as he's coming around sector 3 now. It's definitely going to start getting difficult for the drivers. There's about 2.5 minutes left of the session, so there's still a lot to play for here. He's gone wide again, but still managed to keep it. And again, I wonder if that track is getting really wet now, especially on the soft tyres. If it's really hard to navigate, if he can just make it through bus stop cleanly. No, he decides he's going to just park it up on the exit of bus stop. That's what he's going to do. And maybe re-evaluate his life choices ever so briefly. Or is he just getting out of the way of the Red Bull? That would be very nice of him. Yippee Yaya manages to set a 147.9 to just under the 148s there. And I think as this rain starts to come down more and more, I'm going to watch Cry coming up, Rouge and Radion here. He's managed to keep that quite planted, even though there's rain coming down. I'm going to watch people come up by Rouge and Radion because it's definitely a Lando Norris waiting to happen potentially. Rain's maybe not that heavy just yet, but there's definitely potential for drivers to spin out now that the rain is falling. Yeah, Brandon just cuts the curb there. Somehow keeps it legit, but we keep moving here. Jonas has gone with a 144.174 here. He's gone 2,000ths quicker than Intiaya, and that has prompted Intiaya just to go out and get himself another lap. This could have been the pole lap stolen in the last second here from the Williams driver. If he takes this, then his chance of getting the World Championship is right back in the balance. Jonas is going to be really happy with himself there. He's managed to beat his teammate. They've been battling so much over the past season. It's so close. But they are just going battle to battle. We've got a spin further back. That looks like Yippee Yaya in the Red Bull. Just having a little bit of a spin there. Nothing too much to worry about. He's probably going to let the Alfa Romeo go past him. No, he's going to cover himself. Into Yaya then, he's going to have to push to try and get a lap in time. We don't have much time left in the session. It's such a long course, especially with a little bit of rain coming down now as well. It's how confident is the McLaren driver to push themselves to the limit. Definitely an awesome lap, Jonas. That is Chat is commending you. If you are listening to the stream but might not be watching, chat is commending you. But I'm going to stick on board with Inti Yaya here. Sushi Trash has retired in the pit lane, decided that that's enough for me. I can't improve, and maybe the rain's making it a little more difficult. And I think if he's chosen a time to do it, he's chosen the right time, as the rain looks to be coming down more and more heavy. Not necessarily into territory yet, but definitely the slips might start to suffer. So let's stick on board with Inti Yaya here. This is going to be a make or break lap here for pole position. He has to do it. This is the one chance he gets to do it. And it is raining. Jonas retires. He decides he's done enough for this session. Inti Yaya heading up Eau Rouge and Radion. He's got to keep that car planted with everything he's got if he wants to stand a chance at getting this pole position and getting a very, very valuable point in the World Drivers' Championship for PC Tier 2. Nice and tight round the chicane. He's got a car ahead of him. Hopefully the car gets out of the way in time. It will be a Red Bull. We might also go on fast up as well, but we're going to keep on board with the McLaren driver. This is make or break for him. Coming down the descent part of the track. You've gone from the highest point of the circuit to the lowest point. You're losing 100 metres of altitude, and it definitely will start affecting the cars in terms of airflow. But looking nice and calm as he comes down the end of Sector 2 here. Just hoping the Red Bull might get out of his way or give him a tow down the straight a bit. But that Red Bull has just either spun out of the way or moved out of the way. Either way, he's got out of the way. And this is all on the McLaren driver now. Coming down to this fast back section of Sector 3. He's got to keep the car planted. He's got to take all the speed that he can out of it. Through the fast left-hander. Up here. Definitely kept that planted then into bus stop. We'll pull the graphics back up on stream just so we can see what is going on. It's got to be a 144.1 or below. Going to come across the line. It's 2, 3. I don't think he's going to do it. No, doesn't do it. So Jonas gets the first pole position, or gets the pole position off the final round here in PC Tier 2. He timed it perfectly, just as the rain started to come out, so that it would be impossible to go faster than him. But even so, fantastic original lap by Inti Yaya to get that first quick lap from him. So that sums up our starting grid for the Prospects eRacing League Tier 2 PC Round 12. It will be Jonas, followed by Inti Yaya, and then Kieran Nicol, Mythbusters following him on the second row. And then we've got Kodge, Brad White, Alligator, Yippee Yaya, Cry Cry, Sushi Trash, El Brando, Firehawk, Henry and Oppa making up the rear here. They're going to go get themselves set up for this race, and we'll be right back after a very short ad. Thank you for sticking with us. For those of you who are subscribers still with us, I don't know if the ad worked, we'll never know. But if you're still with us, then we will be keeping an eye as the drivers head to the grid, set up their setups, get themselves well set up. Thank you for watching the ad, guys. I know they're a pain in the ass, but they do generate some revenue for us here at Prospect, which enable us to bring you bigger and better racing, better streams as well. And I know they're annoying, but we will. They benefit the league, and it's 30 seconds out of your time when actually nothing's going on track. So we really evaluate it. Thank you so much. Not that you really had a choice, but thank you for not turning off. We keep going. Speaking of supporting the league, please do subscribe and follow if you're able to. We're 11 followers off 300 followers here, so it would really mean a lot if you did just chuck a follow in the chat. We're 11 followers off. That'd be a great milestone for us to reach. There's 10 of you in the stream. If you haven't followed already, why not come along? But speaking of overcast, it's definitely overcast here. It's raining. Looks like it's going to be Inter's territory or even the wets. Looking back to Spa last year, we might have a session similar to that, but I can promise you one thing, we won't have any red flags. That is not a thing we do. And the wet tyres are designed for a reason, eh? As we head out on the formation lap here, we'll get some information up on screen. Let's try and check what tyres people are using, shall we? So it looks like they're all going on the intermediate tyre here then, as we go for the formation lap. Intermediate tyre, definitely want a choice. It's that kind of middle ground between the between the dry and the wet tyre. The wet tyre more in use when there are puddles out on the track. And as we can look from the driver's perspective, it is wet. Definitely not many puddles out on track at the moment. However, if that rain does get any heavier, there will be a potential for the wet tyre coming into use. Rain lights flashing beautifully on the back of the F1 cars here. Definitely telling us that it is raining, as the steward's board as well, flashing up on the rain icons. I was taking it nice and slow, trying to get their tyres right up to temperature now. Definitely important in the wet. We got one who just went a little bit wide there. Didn't catch who that was. Someone taking a little bit root in the grass, potentially. That might have been one of the Red Bulls. See if we can see who that was. Having a little bit of a trip in the grass. Maybe trying a new strategy to warm up their tyres. Maybe the grass is warmer on the track. Who knows? Can we have a look at the map? Of course we can. Of course we can. Coming now into Sector 3 then. We'll hop on board with Jonas, our pole leader here, as he takes us around the long Sector 3 section. Drivers all staying fairly bunched up as we come into the final sector here. There's a bit of a gap. Looks like one of the Ferraris is really caught behind everybody else, but not to worry, we'll keep going. They will make it all back eventually. And we've got Williams just controlling the pace of the company. That McLaren just looks absolutely beautiful. Do you agree? It looks absolutely beautiful. The new livery, I wish they'd kept it forever. The pink on it actually really complements the orange. But I'm no designer, so what do I know? I don't like the chrome wheels. I don't like the literal chrome wheels. They're not a fan favourite. Well, not my fan favourite anyway. Anyway, enough about talking designer stuff with TK. It's all going to be lining up on the grid now, trying to get that all-important positioning off the line. See how these drivers line up in their pit boxes. Bit of chaos at the back there. Two disqualifications already. 3 disqualifications. As we got most, if not all, lining up on the grid nice and well there. Everyone's set up. As we get ready, it's going to be lights out. We've got 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And for the final time this season, it's lights out, and away we go for Prospect PC Tier 2. Brando's got an excellent start compared to Yaya. Yaya's lost a position already to the Alpine of Kieran Nichols around the inside. Ferrari's trying to go around the inside as well. They've gone 3 wide into turn 1, and that's going to benefit no one but Jonas as they come down the hill towards Eau Rouge and Radion. Nice, clean driving from these drivers here. All trying to slot into a perfect position. We've had a spin further back, but we'll keep going as we go up the hill. We got a little bit wide from Kieran, and we got a little bit wide from Alfa Romeo back there, but Inti is now on the chase. That is his championship he is chasing down. He knows he's got to catch Jonas, and that's what he's got to do. We've got a yellow flag back there, and we've got Firehawk retiring from the session. It looks like he's binned it just at the top of the hill there. We've just got a yellow flag, nothing too serious. And we've got a predicted pit strategy. And as predicted, it's just into for the entire race. Yellow flag sector 2 further back. We've had a little bit of a spin as well. That looks like an Aston Martin going around, potentially with a Alfa Romeo as well. And potentially that Alfa Romeo there. Jonas still leading then as we come down into the middle of sector 2. I need a drink, because my voice is starting to hurt. But we keep going. McLaren all over the back. They managed to pull a little bit of a gap from the Ferrari behind. I wonder if that Ferrari is kind of waiting their time, seeing what's happened, hoping nothing stupid happens ahead of them. But we keep going then into Sector 3. Beautiful camera here as we're both coming round. We're both battling each other. We've got no more carnage going on at the back at the moment. Let's check out the biggest winners and the biggest losers so far. And it looks like El Brando making up 3 positions. Mythbusters losing out 2 on the original lap, opening lap, shall I say. But as we come down to complete lap 1 of 22, we've got Sushi Trash just getting past his teammate there, or past the hash, shall I say. They keep going. Lots still going up ahead. Jonas gets the fastest lap of the race. As things stand, he is winning the Drivers' Championship. He needs to, basically, this is how it works. He needs to win. He needs to win. He can't come second with fastest lap and pole position because Intiaya still wins overall because of because of podiums and wins. Jonas, he's got 1 goal today. He has to win the race. And it all comes down to this. So coming down and along here then, the Ferrari of Pod catching up to the back of McLaren. Nothing too serious. We've had 2 guys into the pit lane. We've got a Williams and a Red Bull into the pit lane. I want to take a little bit of contact with them beforehand. As you see, Brad White is getting a little bit sketchy at the exit there as we come into Sector 2. Nothing too worrying though. It is wet and it is sparse. So it's always bound to happen, especially on such a tight and twisty racetrack. There'll be no DRS, remember, in the wet, so even after this lap is completed, there'll be no DRS unfortunately with these guys. So it will be a slightly longer race than most are used to. We're looking at about a 2-minute lap here, provided no safety cars, because it's a long track. It's the longest track on the F1 circuit, and one of the oldest on the F1 circuit as well. Intiaya is going to be eyeing up making a move, maybe to the 17, maybe he's got the ERS as well. Managed to clear the gap to Cod behind him. Not further than the ERS just yet. I don't think he wants to make a move too soon rather. As that might leave him in a bit of a predicament. He's had a Mercedes round and lost his entire front wing there. That's Alligator losing the front wing. Very tricky in the wet here to keep it on the track. As you see, the front 2 still battling out. They've been like this all season. It's been Intiaya takes that pole position back. So this is going to be interesting. If Intiaya comes second with pole position, Intiaya cannot come second with pole position fastest lap because he didn't get pole position. So they both have to win. That is how it is. They have to win. Equator, welcome to the chat, my man. How are we doing this fine Tuesday afternoon? Or evening, wherever you are in the world. We're on board with Jonas in PC Tier 2, just watching this championship battle unfold for the next 19 or so laps. Although we have got Kieran in the Alpine, fastest through Sector 1. We've got a yellow flag. That is a Ferrari in the wall. Doesn't look anyone else has been caught up in that. Have they got front wing damage? And will that affect him? Looks like he's managed to maintain most of his front wing there. No damage on the Ferrari and no safety cars called out yet. That is very fortunate for the Ferrari driver. His strategists, no more plans please. Let's just keep it on the straight and narrow and let's keep it on the black stuff. Brad White coming in with a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Such a tight battle up here though. Almost touching rear wing to front wing here as they come through Sector 2 into Sector 3. This is going to be such a tight battle if they keep at it. It shows just how well these new generation cars can fight on the track, if they can go so close. They can go so close to each other to get back with one another. Taking a little bit of a deeper line into the first end chicane, but coming out closer on the second. This is still all to play for. Intiaya took the fastest lap of the race again, a 1:57 flat almost, as we come into the start of lap 4. Let's have a look further back down the grid. We've got a battle between Kieran and Kodge going on. Nothing too serious. Mythbusters and Mel Brando battling out. McLaren's teammate, who I believe is still battling for the Constructors' Championship. So there's definitely all still to fight for. I believe Jonas's teammate is actually much further back, but I don't think they're in the Constructors' runnings at the moment. Anyway, back to the front. There's a bit of a gap here. Jonas has pulled away. I wonder if he saved a bit of ERS. Hodge and Kieran all staying side by side here into the first chicane. Devonic, thank you for the follow, my dude. So much. Thank you so much for the follow. That is much appreciated. Welcome to Prospects. If you're new here, we're an eRacing league focusing on F1 and Gran Turismo 7. We host races pretty much every day of the week, Monday through to Thursday, and then we've got some special races that come on the weekends as well. So do stay tuned. It is good fun, my friends. If you'd like to get involved, our Discord is discord.gg/prospects esports. Nice and simple one for you to be able to join the Discord. Come say hello to us if you fancy getting involved with the league racing. I'm going to jump back on board then with Jonas and Intiaya. These two just relentlessly giving it up. Actually going back, there's something tight about between these three as well, these four. Looks like they're going to catch up and go kind of four wide. Sometimes McLaren gets a little bit loosey-goosey. Don't worry if you're not any good at it, bro. There's multiple tiers. There is an academy tier where you can learn to kind of go at your own pace. You know, there's people that have never league raced before that come join us, and you know, there's so many friendly faces that will help learn and develop you. So if you want to come give it a go, come say hello, and you never know, you might enjoy good league racing, and of course, you know, you get your name on screen as well. But staying on board, please forward. Oh, a little bit of a dive bomb there from Mythbusters. A little bit of a late one, but they're going to be going 2, maybe 3 wide as they head down into Eau Rouge already on up the hill. Cod just pulled away a little bit. They've managed to get into a little bit of a formation coming up the hill. All keep it very clean and tidy, but now it's going to be the important one and going for a run. Mythbusters has got his ERS on. He's going to be wanting to make a move down the inside, or maybe the outside of Kieran. Kieran's going to go down the inside of Code. Looks like Mythbusters working on what will happen, trying to sneak past the two of them maybe. Oh, for a mistake. Doesn't look like it. No worries, buddy. It'll be good to see you around. If you need a hand, just tag any of the F1 directors. We'll be sure to be able to give you a hand. Oh, a little bit of content there from Mythbusters into Kieran. Oh, that's a big collision for Mythbusters. That is completely on him. Kieran manages to stay fairly out of the trouble as Mythbusters drops down into 8th place and loses a front right ring. My name's TK, buddy. I'm in the Discord just at TK, and when you join, there's an unregistered channel. Just try and tag me there, and I'll try and respond to your thing once I'm done on stream, mate. Going back to the battles going on up ahead, El Brando seems to have lost a little bit of time to Cod. I think that's because of the collision between the McLaren and the Alpine there. But not to worry. Intia and Jonas still battling out, still very close. As Brad White gets past Krikri. Krikri not looking too comfortable on the intermediate tyres here. I wonder if that Haas just hasn't had the right setup applied to it this time round. Maybe they thought it was going to be a dry circuit. They do quite well in qualifying. But maybe they just got the wrong setup on for this time around. Who's closer? Now Brando's catching up on Cod here as we come down into turn 1. Nice tight hairpin. Kieran's probably going to be looking to be the last of the late breakers, as Danny Rick said. Trying to get the last, or get on the brakes as late as possible. Dive bomb into that turn, but do it safely. Up the hill then for El Brando. Nice, and the Alpine behind him is just closing in. Not even using DRS, he's probably got a high or low downforce setup. He's using so much time on the straights here. I wonder if he's very confident in the way he's gone purple in sector 1. So who knows what's going to happen down the next part of the track. I wonder if he loses a lot of time in sector 2, just because it's the tight and technical part of the track. But we keep going. Brandon, my goat, says PRL Nick in chat. He is doing very, very well indeed. He's defending for his life. He's actually made up quite a few positions from the start. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's up 7 positions from the start. Henry's up 6. And the biggest losers looking at the moment, Alligator, Yippee Yaya, and Mythbusters all down 4 positions. But Brando up 7 positions from the start, started P11. As he's still challenging here for P3. He's got Alpine on his back. But I think he's quite secure in where he is at the moment, looking for a podium position here. Yaya has lost a little bit of time off Jonas. He's down to about 7/10 here. Bear in mind, you've won probably about 3 or 4. I wonder if that's different to setup at different parts of the track. Brown is now looking a lot closer to Podge here. Not much difference in their ERS as well. As they come into the final chicane, Bus Stop has it as well. No, we're both going quite deep in there, which might allow Kieran to get back on the back of them. They can get the traction down well. Both looking very stable along there. Everyone else at the back of the pack is fairly spread out now. They're all racing their own race. A lot of points still up for grabs. See Mythbusters and Inter Yaya going for the Constructors' Championships in the McLaren. And Jonas and Inter Yaya battling out for the Drivers' Championship. And if you're new or you just joined us, these two, whoever wins this race, wins the Drivers' Championship. It is that close. And little Brando maybe looks to make a late lunge down the inside, decides to make the better of it, but it allows Kieran to get as close as he's been this entire race. Maybe on that lower downforce setup. Which two? So Jonas and Inti are these two. They're going for the Drivers' Championship. Current championship leader as things stand is Inti. He is on 157 points. Jonas is on 153 as it stands. So these of them have to basically win the championship. It is not possible to do it any other way due to the split in points of the fastest lap competition. Yippee, Yaya gets a 3-second penalty as El Brando tries to go around the outside here of the Ferrari. Oh, it's such a tight and technical start. We've gone almost three wide. As Kieran looks to make a move down the inside, he's going to go down the middle of it. Very, very tight coming through Sector 3 here. El Brando just loses out to Kodge. Maybe he decides the better of it just to back out for the time being. He's going to maybe make a look into Bus Stop. Or he's going to go around the outside of Bus Stop. Kodge does very well to place his car here. They're very well defended, but he's now left himself a little bit vulnerable to Kieran in the Alpine behind him. Thank you so much for the comment. I haven't been on commentary in a while. It's so nice to be back, and I do like a bit of hype. But the drivers make it. The drivers make the content so well. That is the best thing about it. It's so easy to commentate on the drivers. They're doing so well as they go up the hill. El Brando looking really on the back of Kodge here as he goes along. He's got the straight line speed. Is it going to be the Ferrari or is it going to be the Alfa Romeo that's going to break laces? You've got Kieran coming up behind them as well. He's in the slipstream. They're going 3 wide. And what's going to happen here? Oh, very good. 3 wide into the chicane. And actually it all goes back to original positions. Oh no, as El Brando spins off. I wonder if there's a little bit of contact there as he just joins behind his teammate of Sushi Trash. Henry getting taken by the other Alfa Romeo here. As they keep it going. Kodge and Kieran now, they've lost a little, they've got to get a little bit of a gap between them just due to that collision back with El Brando. But Henry is on the back of Sushi Trash here, looking to overtake Brando's teammate, which is the other Alfa Romeo car. It's been a while since we've seen an Alfa Romeo and an Aston Martin going at it like this, but it is very, very tight. Heading into Sector 3, the rear end of the Alfa Romeo looking very unsteady. Maybe that's just a little bit too much power as he comes down into Sector 3. Henry in the Aston Martin going a little bit deep, allowing Sushi Trash to just recover a little bit. Gain a little bit more of a gap. Kieran closed the gap though on Kodge, coming up to Bus Stop. He's not used much of his ERS at all. Kodge is using a lot of his ERS to try and stay ahead. We've got a yellow flag back there. Creepy looks to have a little bit of a spin. Or maybe a little bit of a kick out between the two of them, but nothing too serious. Kieran still on the back of Kodge here. He's going to wait his time, he's going to buy his time. There's no need to try and force an overtake on this track. He's got a lot of ERS left. He knows he can make that move when he wants to. Looks like Oppa's had a bit of a spin coming out of Sector 3 with Williams. No damage on it, unfortunately. But we keep going. Henry coming up the hill here. We got Henry and Sushi Trash still battling out. They've gained a little bit less time, but Kieran is now burning his ERS to come down the back straight at the top of the hill, coming into the chicane again. Who's going to be last of the late breakers? Who's going to let him go around the outside? Kodge just maintaining that position once again. Kieran deciding not the time or the place to make the overtake, but continues to push. Sushi Trash getting a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. That will be for track limit violations. The stewards have decided to have one out. But as we see, it looks very close between Kieran and Kodge here. Excuse me for keep calling him Henry. Don't know why that happens. As we head deep into Sector 2, Kieran is well on the back of the Ferrari here. He's going to be wanting to make it move. We've got a Ferrari round at the end of Sector 1, start of Sector 2, that little chicane with the raised humps. But Kieran now, Kodge has gone wide. Kieran's now making him pay for it as we come down into the start of Sector 3. Will Kieran's straight line speed pay off as we come down the back section here of the track? Will he be able to make a move, or will he try and be a little bit sensible and wait for the longer, straighter parts of the track? Going back to Henry and Sushi Trash, two very close drivers again. But Kieran is still gaining, heading into bus stop. He's not going to make a move here, hopefully. Not a place you want to make a move, ideally, unless you're a lot closer than that. However, Kodge goes a little bit deep, allowing potentially for the switchback here if Kieran can get on the power well. Not quite as well as Kodge though, unfortunately. But he's going to keep going. A few behind them now. Might be the two Alfa Romeos, causing an Alfa Romeo sandwich for Henry in a second. But we'll stick on board with Kieran for the time being. This is where he's known to make his moves. If he can stay tight up Eau Rouge and Radion, then he's got a good chance of getting the overtake done here. We've got a full course safety car here then. That is a full course safety car as Yippee Yaya just crashes out into the wall at the far left handle. We're able to see it from Oppa's perspective here. So it looks like he potentially spin it into that wall on the left-hand side. But now it's going to be a full course safety car. Now, what the question is, do you stick on old intermediates for track position, or do we go in? Or do you go in and put a fresh set of intermediates on? This is going to be the question on Jonas and Yaya's. If I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I do apologise, I'm trying. That's going to be the question on their mind. Do they stay out for track position because they've been so close all race, or do they go in for that fresh set of inters that might just provide them the grip level they might need for the next half of this race? Excuse me. As they head down into Sector 3 now, we're going to watch with a keen eye and just see what the two team strategists are going to be deciding for their drivers now. Williams quite famously known for taking risks in the wet, so he might stay up for track position. Oh, as he skids a little bit there. I wonder if that's just on the power too much. Probably trying to set his tyres up for the pit stop. Both going in then. This is all going to be on the pit crews. We'll stick on board with Intiaya, see if the McLaren pit crew, famously known for how quick they can do a pit stop here, see if they can make a nice little jump. Looks like it's going to be a green time potentially. Heading out nice, very well maintained pit stop there from the McLaren crew. Will the Williams get out just in time? Yes, it will. So Kodge stays out. Very interesting from Kodge, the Ferrari driver. Ferrari strategists, I wonder if they just haven't made their mind up yet. Kodge going past the safety car there, not realising he's in the lead of the race potentially. But we now have Jonas and Intiaya, everyone else behind them into the pits for... Is that mediums? Is that mediums going on El Brando's car? Let's have a... Mediums have gone on Jonas's car. Hards have gone on Intiaya's. Are the drivers thinking it's dry enough to stay out on dry? This is going to change the championship completely. This has been the decision of, can I risk it on dry tyres? Is it dry enough for the dry tyres? It looks like it's stopped raining. You can't see any rain on the halo anymore. But track to me does not look dry enough for dry tyres to get. There's still that shine, that nice wet shine on the track, and it just to me looks like it might have been a bit of a mistake as Kieran's managed to spin himself on the safety car. That's unfortunate. Maybe that's a sign that it's not quite ready for the dry tyre yet. You've got some on the dry, some on the insert still. So this could be a championship title. I don't think those hards are going. You can still see the rain coming up off the back of the track. Drivers are skidding on the dry tyres. I don't think it's going to be dry enough for them. Nor do I think they're going to be able to get the hard tyres up to temperature in time. So this will be an interesting safety car restart, especially coming into the hairpin. I think we might see a couple of spins coming through Eau Rouge and Rally on here on the safety car restart. Not necessarily on this lap while the safety car's controlling them all, but quite possibly when the safety car releases them. But yeah, people in the chat, what do you think is going to happen? Do we think it's time for the dry tyre yet? Do we think that Kodge has done the right thing by sticking on the intermediate? I say that as he heads into the pit. He's also decided that it's probably dry enough for dry tyres then. But I think if it was me, I'd be on the soft or probably the medium. It's not, you know, I'd say the hard's probably a little bit too much of a hard tyre for this track, but Jonas regains the lead of this race under the safety car. Let's have a look at what Kodge put. Kodge put the medium tyre on. I think that's probably the best one to go on. There's a couple of inter-runners, but the track does look greasy still. You can see a couple of drivers just kind of skidding about, but it does look to be drying up actually, a little more than maybe last lap. Definitely not as greasy. Don't think the mediums are going to last. That's an interesting take. See, I'd always say the mediums would probably last 10 laps around Spa, but then you remember it's a much longer track than most of them before. So it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a thing of who can make the tyres last. If Jonas can make those mediums last all 10 or probably 12 laps since they went in, then he's going to be on the quicker tyre. But if Inti has made a fantastic decision and gone on the hard tyre here, then it might pay off for him on lap 20 or 21, 22. Means medium's got easy 10 laps, they just got some chat. See, that's what I would have thought. I would have thought it'd gone, yeah, I think it's going to be, if Inti can stay, I'm going to go with that. If Inti can stay close to Jonas as, you know, over the next kind of 7 or 8 laps, then those last 2 to 3 laps are going to be vital for the... Yeah, let's just call him Inter. There we go, let's do that. He is now a wet weather tyre. So we've got Inter and Jonas. Jonas is a dry tyre and Inter is a wet tyre. Let's go with that. Inter, yeah, it's going to be kind of lap 19 to 22 is going to be the one that is probably going to see the hard tyre come into its own. But safety car is heading in for this lap. I'm going to have a quick drink just so that I'm ready for the safety car restart. Yeah, Spoof, definitely right. It's going to come down to temperature control, especially for the first couple of laps as well. How well can they maintain or regulate the temperature in their tyres as they head through? It looks like Jonas has jumped early, caught Inter completely off guard here. But it's all going to come down. See how they handle the tyres. Ooh, the tyres still very cold, still very shaky coming through that chicane. I want to know how... we got a crash at the back. That's Henry into the barrier. Lost from wing, and that also potentially was Kieran into the barrier as well. That is not good. That is the dry tyre, potentially not looking as good as it could be. But still early days, that is probably a temperature issue. See Henry on the medium tyre, not up here, driver's backing off. That is fair to see. Creakery losing a couple of positions as he comes round in the hairpin there. But we'll stick a ball with these two. This is where the battle's at. Coming into the chicane. Actually looks like Sushi's going to try and get a run on into the... He's on the medium tyre, head into hard tyre. So I wonder if Sushi Truck could probably make a play for here. He's got a time penalty, don't forget. So that's something that we will bear in mind towards the end of the session. If it comes down to time penalties in the fight. If we've got a yellow flag on the back, that's Kieran going around again. in the Alpine. He was doing really well towards the start of this race. Oh, a little bit of a kick out there from the Alfa Romeo. Nothing too serious. Yeah, the Alpine was doing really well towards the start of the race. It looks like he's maybe just not fired those hard tyres up as much as he wants to just yet. Yeah, track definitely looking a lot cleaner, but actually there's still rain on the camera here, so that's fine. Maybe that's just the one sector, and maybe that's just a little bit of a visual glitch going on. Henry losing position out to 3-3, further background. Inter holding that hard tyre very, very well here compared to the medium in front of him. And if he can make this last, if he can make it pay off, then it'll all come down to him in the final few laps, and maybe the medium's going off a little bit more. But we'll come back to that later. Into the chicane, both going a little bit deep, but keeping nice and tight within the confines of the track. Jonas immediately having the fastest lap taken away from him, and then again by Kodge behind him on the medium tyre. 1:52. That's about 5 seconds quicker for reference than the wet tyres. So Opper's gone in to get rid of his intermediate tyre here then. He's decided that they're not worth it, the track's too dry. There's actually something kicking about, you can see it on the camera, just being flipped up from Jonas' car in front. Maybe that's just the occasional wet patch on the track still. They drive over it, Inter's losing out a lot of time here though. Coming out straight, El Brando's actually going to make a look and move around the outside of the chicane here. Will he be able to make it stick? Maybe not just yet. Inter's done well, placed his car absolutely perfectly. Got Kodge making to look and move as well maybe. But I think just a little bit too far back for Brando. Brando's done well. He's done well to recover after the safety car period. Got Brad White at the back, who's decided softs is the answer. I think they probably won't last the distance, but maybe stealing fastest lap might be on the agenda for himself. Keep an eye on the other Ferrari then. With a yellow flag. That looks like Cry is out the race here. And we've got a full course safety car again. So safety car number 2. Maybe this is the chance to stick on some soft tyres. And he loses it on that right hand side of the track. That's very unfortunate for himself. See it there in the back of the camera shot. And Brad White gets a speeding drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. That's very unfortunate for him. But we keep moving. Delta's probably paying a little bit of chaos with a lot of these drivers here. Let me know if there's anything you want to see on stream, like positions or fast slap, anything like that. Let me know, penalties, anything like that. But for the time being, we'll stick on board with the front few as they head towards the bus stop chicane. We'll keep an eye on what they're going to do. RE tyre strategy, potentially soft tyres coming into play now for some of the further back guys. Probably not for these front runners though. Maybe someone's going to take a punt on them. Safety car might have just won it for Jonas. Quite possibly might have. I think the temperature resets on Inter's tyres isn't going to help him. And I think that also has saved some of the life of Jonas's as well, the medium tyre. So it's definitely going to be close towards the end. Into Brad White's retired. I think he's just had enough, maybe. Oh no, he's retired on track there. That is a shame. That is a very good point. Now that it is to ride up, we will be looking at potential DRS situation here becoming active. Oh, had a little bit of a glitch there as Inter's just jumped behind everybody. Don't quite know what happened there. Inter's just jumped behind a load of... I wonder if he had a spin, but it looked like he just jumped behind a load of people. So, not quite sure. That could have just handed the championship to Jonas due to a game glitch, but don't quite know what happened there. Stick with us and I'm sure we can figure it out. Looks like teammates letting him through back to his original position. Maybe it was an AI glitch, maybe he went into AI and let him, maybe jumped him back a few positions. But this could quite possibly hand it to Jonas if we keep going like this. It looks like Inter's trying to push his way back through the field to regain his original position. Maybe some drivers aren't as kind as others. He's looking to maybe just push his way through, hopefully get drivers to let him out of the way. But definitely not the way to do it. It looks like a game glitch from my end, but obviously I'm running the car, can't see really what has gone on there. Alligator looks like he's just catching up with the rest of the field there. So if I'm into here, I'm not doing that. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm going with soft tyre. I realise the game screwed you over a little bit, putting the soft tyre on and hoping for a bit of a run through the field. It could be a bold strategy. Definitely in soft territory here. Let's just check what tyre he puts on, shall we? It's the medium going on. 6 laps medium. It'll be an advantage over Jonas for sure, but it won't be as much an advantage over Jonas as maybe a soft tyre would have been. What do I know? I haven't raced here. I don't know what the tyres are like. I race here tomorrow in Tier 3 PlayStation. So we'll see. See what happens. Still got the safety car out. Hopefully we'll be in this lap, which will leave us with about 5 or 6 laps remaining. All Jonas needs to do is bring this home. Everything is looking in his favour for the World Drivers' Championship and PC Tier 2. And all he has to do is bring it home. It all, you know, if he spins, then he hands it the way of Inter. But if he keeps it on the track, ahead of Inter by a few positions, or first and second in this case, then it's all going his way. We'll look at the track now, just as we come through Sector 2, just check on how everybody is doing. All looking fairly good and well. We have got the McLaren driver of Inter here. This is going to be one hell of a comeback if he can do it. But if there's anyone in this field that probably could do it, it is him. If you've just joined us, there's a few that have just joined. This is still the Prospect eRacing League. We got a Alpine round. That looks like Henry again. That is indeed sorry, Henry Kieran. My bad. That is Kieran round, and not too pleased with that one. But yeah, if you just joined us, this is still the Prospect eRacing League. We're here for PC Tier 2, and it's the final round. We're in Belgium. We're in Spa. Very nice track, and it's still all to play for between Jonas and Inter. Whoever wins out of these two today wins the championship. It is that simple. So if you're just joining us, welcome in. If you come from the Discover page, hello, I didn't know we've come from there. But hopefully we'll have a few people. Doesn't look like safety cars going in this lap. So we will be back very shortly. Excuse me there. Inter Yaya is pitted for the soft tyre. I think that was always going to happen. So welcome back. And Inter Yaya is actually pitted for the soft tyre here then. Made that plunge, he's decided that it's now within the realm. There's going to be 5 laps left if it goes in this lap. And he's decided the softs will last that long. He's decided also that he can make them work for the entire 5 laps. All the safety car is going to be doing is helping Jonas and helping his tyres stay kind of at a lesser wear rate than they would have been if we had maybe 10 or 12 laps of full racing. So it's all still to play for. It's all still good to go. We'll just see where we go from here. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. So hopefully as we come down at the end of Sector 2, I'm hoping that it will be a safety car in. Allow these drivers to go after this. Jonas looks like he's raring to go. He wants to get this over and done with. He wants to secure his championship. So fingers crossed for him that it will be a safety car. If we cross the sector line here, we normally get the message. There we go, safety car in this lap. Hope you're strapped in, ladies and gents. This is going to be one hell of a last 5 laps. 5 laps, 3 of them with DRS. And it is all to play for. Inter on the soft tyre, Jonas on the used medium tyre. And 1 championship. It only can go one way, as to quote Crofty himself. Very, very poorly, of course. But now warming up the tyres here. They're going to be wanting to get them up to optimal temperature. They've got a long bit of road between them and the finish line. Jonas being able to control the pace of the entire pack. Let's hop back to Inter to see how he is. He's got a lot of cars between himself and first place. Actually, looks like Jonas is gone. Jonas caught everybody off guard here. Oh my gosh. What a fantastic restart from Jonas as El Brando goes down the inside of his teammate. He's not wanting to waste any time. He completes that move off the track, so that might be considered illegal, and actually loses a couple of positions because of it. This bus is coming through, as does Kodge. This is going to be close, a little bit of contact. Oh, that's going to be Kodge off. Can he save it? He just saved it. I wonder if he's going to get a bit of rear wing damage there, though. Shouldn't be a safety car, but that is definitely Kodge going off the track. Jonas heading up the hill then, nice and tight, as we get the rest of the field coming up after a fantastic safety car restart from Jonas altogether. Everyone else made it up in one piece, but there was a big, big gap there between Jonas and the Alfa Romeo behind him. Over 4 seconds the gap now, as the Williams driver heads deep into Sector 2. Into getting past the Mercedes of Alfa Romeo, of Alligator rather. He's hoping to get past his teammate quite quickly. Teammate moves out of the way. That's some fantastic team orders there. Oppo in the Williams up next. This is going to be a make or break moment for him. Will the Williams defend for his teammate? Doesn't look like it. It's going to go down the inside. Makes that move look almost too easy. Kodge just decided to retire. I wonder if he got a bit of rear wing damage from that collision with the barrier there. But Inter is on an absolute mission. Henry is up next on the hard tyre. Oppo looks to have crashed out as well. Not sure what's happened there. As we get a virtual safety car here. Oppo looks to have hit the wall. Inter's gone past, but might have to put that position back as he did it under yellow flags. And if we look behind us, don't quite see what's happened there to Oppo. Maybe the tyres weren't up to temperature, maybe there was a little bit of a collision. We did just miss it on stream, unfortunately. But we've got a virtual safety car now, hopefully not lasting more than a lap. Normally doesn't in the in this track. It's a long way to go, but it will allow those marshals to safely get the car recovered. And all this is doing is helping Jonas more and more to get those tyres to the end of this race. 4 laps to go then, as we start lap 19 of 22. Got Alligator, Mythbuster in the pits, he's serving a penalty as well. And it looks like potentially Alligator in the pits as well. Yeah, maybe from that earlier contact. And Kieran just collecting back up to the field. Inter is going to be looking to pounce on Henry. They've got to watch their deltas here. You don't want to go too early and get a drive-through penalty. That would absolutely ruin you. There we go. Green flags back racing for the final round of the Prospects eRacing League. Got a penalty for Streets Trash. Arrow says Jonas to win it. I think he might be absolutely correct here. Inter has got basically 3.5 laps to make up 3.5 seconds. As Sushi Trash and El Brando teammates are going side by side. That's going to slow them down ahead for Inter. Inter's getting involved now. Oh, what's going to be going? He's gone round! Oh, that could be the end of his championship hopes. Well and truly, a little bit of contact there with Henry the Aston Martin. That could be the moment that changes it all, ladies and gents, as he takes a spin here, coming down into Sector 3. Constructors over, says Kodge in the chat. Unlucky, buddy, you had a really good race so far, but that was an unfortunate crash you had. But good to see you in chat, nice to see you along. But yeah, I think that is it. That is Jonas' championship, unless Inter can pull off 11 seconds in 3 laps. You never know, the soft tyre is quick round here. but he definitely would have cooked it spinning there. Maybe was he a little bit too bold going into that turn? You never know. DRS is enabled now though, so El Brando and Sushi Trash will be passing each other. Henry's going to be on the back of that DRS train as well as they come down the hill here towards Eau Rouge and Marion. Kieran sets the fastest lap of the race so far with the hard tyres on. Very impressive. There's going to be a DRS train here. This is going to be incredible viewing as Henry moves up into second. Sushi Trash is takes El Brando. El Brando's lost out 2 positions there because of DRS. It's so powerful, especially with wet setups. But he's just got to try and hold on to the back of these two because they've got time penalties. He does not. Doesn't look like Inter's pulling away enough time. Actually, as Jonas has pulled even more, a couple of seconds on Henry. Inter gets himself a penalty. That is it. That is the championship both gone. I think he knows it as well. That is, he's going to be driving angry. He knows he probably could have pulled that back, but not every decision, not every race went his way this time. And that's just sometimes the way Formula 1 goes. But we'll stick on board with this teammate battle going on as well. El Brando right on the back of Sushi Trash here, looking to maybe make a move down in sector 3 or wait to the DRS zone of the home straight. Not normally see 2 Alfa Romeos battling it out so tightly here, and actually so fairly, giving each other just enough room round the outside. So tight. And like I was saying earlier, the regulation changes that makes this possible, the close racing that we saw compared to last year is just incredible. Jonas setting the fastest lap of the race, just proving that he is gaining more and more time. El Brando got the DRS, he might go for a lunge, he's not going to look at it this time, he's going to wait to the second DRS zone. Inter coming through with the fastest lap of the race so far, 1:46. He is driving angry, he's made up a lot of time so far. Go on, Brandon, says Arrows in the chat. He's going to be looking to make a move down here. He's picked himself off a penalty as well, so he needs to get past Sushi Trash now. Let's take a look at the penalties really quick. Henry has 6 seconds. Everyone else has a 3-second penalty apart from Jonas. Oh, late lunge down there from Brando, but bails out. He's probably going to have to give that back, and does so indeed. Very well done for himself. Fine, he's got one more lap that he can make it stick on. Inter just looks too far behind to make this stick at the moment, and he'd have to gain 3 seconds anyway. And I think you'll agree with me, that is definitely the championship gone for Inter this time round. He will still be promoted next season, and I believe he'll be on comms for Tier 2 next season as well. So you get to hear his magnificent voice. But sticking on board with the teammates El Brando and Sushi Trash as they are fighting out. Henry's pulled away a fair bit of a gap here, about 2 seconds back to the Alfa Romeo on the hard tyre, so really making that work for him. Maybe if Inter had stuck on the hard tyre it would have worked, but that's who knows what could have happened if everything didn't go this way. Sticking with Brando. He's catching up into the bus stop chicane. He sees the Aston Martin ahead of him. Got a yellow flag in sector 2. That is Mythbusters, I believe, that's gone round. So we'll keep going on board with Brando. He's got the DRS wide open. He's actually losing time to his teammate on the straight. I wonder if Sushi Trash is using that ERS button just to gain some time. Mythbusters not having a very good time back here in sector 3. Seems to be getting himself a little bit beached in the gravel, but not to worry. One more back with Brando. This is on the last lap here then that we keep on going. Can he make it stick? Down this, he's got this straight, he's got to use all of the DRS here. He's going to be too far back to make a move on his teammate. He looks for it, but it's not going to be there. But as it stands, El Brando will still be getting a podium potentially if they can stay within 3 seconds of Henry. Don't forget, Henry's got that 6-second penalty. And these two have both only got 3. So it's getting so close to the finale. But Henry's going to try and pull his best in the hard tyre then. But these two even closer now. Will he look for a move on the other side with a quick brave? He's not going to make it stick. But they're now out of the podium. Well, El Brando is now out of the podium space because they're battling so hard. They're losing time to Henry. But we'll go on board with Jonas for the final sector of the final race of Season 7 of the Prospects eRacing League, Tier 2 PC. McLaren has thrown everything at him this season, but he comes across the line, or he comes down Sector 3, and he will be your champion. He's done so well. He knew what he had to do coming into this race. He's gone through the bus stop chicane, and he comes across the line, not only to win the race, but to win the Drivers' Championship as well. Very, very well done, Brandon. Jonas, my bad. Very well done, Jonas. Very good drive from you today. Solid and consistent. And didn't put a foot wrong, as we see El Brando just parked the wrong side of the line there. Into Yaya. Had a very unfortunate race here. He threw everything he could at the Williams of Jonas, but through safety cars and potentially wrong strategy calls and a couple of ambitious attempts, he couldn't quite make it stay. He will stay second in the championship. Very, very well done. It's been a long championship, 12 races. And it all came down to the final one as Mythbusters just another mid spin. Maybe the tyres are too hot here. But no, very, very well done to Jonas. And he is your Drivers' Championship Drivers' Champion for PC Tier 2. We'll wait for everyone to cross the line. As we do. For Mythbusters. This could give Farron the shot. I'm not quite sure. I haven't figured that one out yet. It could still be constructors from the Farron. I'm not sure how many points they needed or how many points they were off. But it's still going to be close. There we go. Comes across the line. Well played, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. And we'll run through the final grid here. And then we will say goodbye. There you go, Henry, driver of the day for the game. I think me personally, driver of the day has to be Jonas. He just has had a relentless race, led from the start, and never let the win get out of his sight, which is he knew what he needed from the start. So very, very well done. Wait here to see the podium. There we go. Jonas in the Williams attire. Very, very well deserved. There we go then. Let's run you through the final grid for this race. You have Jonas winning the race and the Drivers' Championship, led from the front and absolutely dominated the race. You've got Henry coming in second, Sushi Trash in third, El Brando making up fourth, just couldn't make it past his teammate this time round. Inter Yaya coming in fifth with the fastest lap at the end. Kieran coming in sixth, Alligator in seventh, and Mythbusters bringing up in eighth. And we had a few DNFs, so Oppa, Kodge, Brad White, Cry, Yappa Yaya and Firehawk all DNFing from a very, very difficult and very changing Belgium Grand Prix. But thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm sure I'll see you guys around soon. But for now, I will catch you later.